نائبة الوزير الأول في اسكتلندا كيت فوربس، أهلا بك معنا على سكاي نيوز عربية. دعيني أبدأ من التعريفات الجمركية التي فرضها الرئيس الأمريكي دونالد ترامب على العالم. إلى أي مدى برأيك ستؤثر على النمو العالمي وعلى اسكتلندا تحديدا؟
Yes, so there's obviously already a significant impact on economies around the globe, and there is an impact on Scotland, both in terms of the direct tariff that has been implemented, but also on secondary indirect impacts from other jurisdictions and economies that we trade with. But my view is that it's all the more important for countries to work together, which is why I'm so delighted and privileged to be here in the UAE to foster that partnership, to look for new opportunities for trade, for investment, for export. And it's the countries that can move quickly, that can foster partnerships, that will be able to reap some of the new opportunities and the benefits that come from that global instability.
معاليك، ما الذي تمثله زيارة اسكتلندا للإمارات في هذا التوقيت تحديدا؟ وما الرسالة التي تحملونها من اسكتلندا ومن أسبوع اسكتلندا؟
Well, this is our first ever Scotland-UAE week, and I have to say I am so hugely impressed with the engagements that I've had at every level. The ambition, the vision, the ability to deliver here in the UAE is second to none. It's astonishing. And for many years we have been fostering the Scotland-UAE connections, two small countries with big visions that should stick together. And we have a lot of shared interests. Clean energy, the energy transition. This week we have launched our new energy transition hub to support Scottish businesses in UAE. But there's also overlap in AI, data, robotics, quantum, the list goes on. There's interest too in and around space and Scotland's capabilities with small sat development. So for me, it's about building the connections that allow businesses to trade and to deliver mutual benefit to both of our nations.
تعلنون عن Scottish Energy Transition Hub خلال الزيارة، ما الهدف منه وكيف ترون دور الإمارات كشريك في مرحلة التحول العالمي للطاقة؟
Well, both Scotland and the UAE have invested significantly in the energy transition, and I see that in both nations there are particular strengths, and if you bring those strengths together, you create incredible opportunities. So we have brought 6 energy companies here to the UAE this week as part of our widespread trade delegation, and they can work now within UAE, looking at where they can add value and benefit to businesses that are working here in the energy transition. So we in Scotland have a heritage in oil and gas. We have many decades of experience and expertise in oil and gas, much like the UAE. So we have the people, we have the infrastructure, we have the capabilities. Again, if you bring that together, identify where the businesses can work together, we are both more likely to achieve our goals of energy transition.
برأي معاليك، ما حجم الفرص الاستثمارية التي تقدمها اسكتلندا اليوم خاصة في مجال الطاقة والتكنولوجيا للمستثمر الخليجي؟
It's huge, absolutely huge. So in Scotland we have just short of about 40 gigawatts in offshore wind in the pipeline. And our aim is to ensure that we deliver what is in the pipeline, but that we also ensure there is a supply chain, that we are investing in the ports and harbours that will be needed to service that opportunity, that we invest in the capabilities. We have a business with us this week called XLCC, who are investing in and developing cable manufacturing, which is a huge demand across UAE and in Scotland. So these are the opportunities. There's a huge package of investment opportunity here, and my job is to ensure that we can move at pace, at speed, to deliver that development and to work with high quality long-term investors.
أنتم تشهدون توقيع خطاب نوايا بين سبيس سكوتلاند ومركز محمد بن راشد للفضاء، ما أفاق هذا التعاون؟
Well, this is a very exciting collaboration, and I had the great privilege of visiting, and I was astonished by what has been achieved, hugely impressed by what has been achieved, and the vision and the ambition. And this is again where, through our research and development in Scotland, we have some of the world's best universities. We have more brilliant universities per head of population than many other places. So you bring that together with how fast we have developed our small sat capabilities. So just a few years ago, we only had a few projects. That has now turned into a multi-million pound industry. We have 6,000 people employed, and there's obvious overlap with our small sat capabilities to support the great ambitions that I saw at the Space Centre.
معاليك، كيف تخطط اسكتلندا لتعزيز شراكاتها البحثية والأكاديمية مع المنطقة، خصوصا في مجالات الفضاء والطاقة المتجددة؟
Yeah, so one of the ways is through our universities. So just this year, the Strathclyde University, one of Scotland's best universities, will be celebrating 30 years here in UAE. We recently supported a new robotarium through Heriot Watt University here also. And so we know, even in the last few days when I've been speaking to people, how many have gone to Edinburgh University, for example, have studied there and who are contributing economically to this region. So I think one of the opportunities is just the presence of our universities here, supporting UAE and the wider region's economic ambitions. But the second part to that is to understand where our research and development, built up over many, many decades, how that can be then deployed here to support the economy to achieve its very ambitious vision.
بصفتك المسؤولة عن ملف الاستثمارات الاسكتلندية، ما هي أولوياتكم في المرحلة المقبلة؟ وهل ترون المنطقة العربية بوابة لتوسع أكبر لاسكتلندا عالمياً؟
Well, we see very interesting and exciting propositions in Scotland for investors here in the Gulf. So with the energy transition, we have a scale, even for a small country, which exceeds many other economies. So we have a significant surplus of clean energy. Now that surplus of clean energy can then be used for other opportunities, data centres, for powering new industries and economies. And we have a government goal and ambition that very much focuses on that clean energy. So for a high quality, value-based, long-term investor, this is one of the most exciting opportunities in the world, bringing together that pipeline of green energy with the investment in the infrastructure required, using the decades of expertise we have in oil and gas and the skills that we have in oil and gas. You bring it together, knowing that Scotland has for many years had a stable policy and regulatory environment, values its relationship with the UAE, and it's a brilliant opportunity. And my job here in UAE for this week of Scotland-UAE, the first ever we've had, is to look at how we add momentum to that, to engage with the right people, to ask what is required from us to bring that package together. And my hope is that it builds on a new relationship for many, many years to come.
نائبة الوزير الأول في اسكتلندا كيت فوربس، معاليك أنا أشكرك على هذا اللقاء.
Thank you.